go out here, folks. We got us a Toyota Tundra. I don't know what year it is. We're going to take a look. It must be probably 14 or 15-ish from the looks of the front end. Me and Josh just got her inside. 2015 it says. Toyota, wait till you see this bad boy. Surprised me, I actually screamed a little. You ready? Ah! That's what I did when I opened the hood. So it doesn't run, believe it or not. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but we're gonna keep that in mind. It doesn't run because it's not getting fuel. This was our fuel source we used to get it in, AKA brake clean. So I just took some brake clean. We stuck it in here and it fires right up as long as you're, keeping her, full throttle on the can. The truck will start and idle, spraying brake clean in it. So we just idled it inside and basically that's all I know. So we're gonna put this back on. And this truck evidently has been at multiple shops and nobody can make it run for the guy. And they've put some parts on it and it will work for a day and then it quits. So now you know what I know. And that's all we know. I don't know the customer. It's a first time flyer after everybody else has worked on it and we get the pile of crap. That's how it usually goes. It's a little bit cold today, as you can tell by the snow and the ice. So you have to put up with my crappy speech and the furnace. So enjoy. My guy Josh was his steerer. Well, she's pretty stripped down model here. Let's just see if we have any indicators on the dash. It's got some funk. I can't smell mouse pee, but it definitely has some funk in here. Okay. What we got for? Well, she only got 90K on it. Oops! Shoot! I accidentally hit the wipers. So that's just residual brake clean. Nothing weird going on there. Okay. All right. Well, that's what we see in here, folks. No funny business. Next thing we're going to do, or that we did, is scan it and let it go through a system scan. Let's see what we see here. Granted, we may have set some codes. Rough idling, startability fault, engine stall history. Okay, so nothing real extravagant there. Got forward drive code, rear camera disconnected. These are history codes. So these are our problems. We're spraying brake clean in it to get it running. So let's track this down. Let's get our scan tool out of the water first, I guess. I suppose the one thing that we do know is we know that the engine lacks fuel because it runs with brake parts cleaner or starting fluid or propane or whatever you want to put in there. It's going to start and run. So that tells me the engine timing is on and has the ability to run. Cam and crank are good because it can control spark. Can we turn the fuel pump on and off with scan tool? And that's what we want to kind of look here and see. Just out of curiosity. Control fuel pump speed. Oh, there was another one back here, wasn't there? Control fuel pump duty. So let me look through the list here and I'll bring you guys right back. So not a lot really to look at. Make sure immobilizer isn't shutting the fuel off, which it's not. We can turn the pump on and off. I don't hear it back there naturally, but supposedly this has had a lot of fuel components replaced, relays and control units and I think fuel pumps. So not saying that can't be bad. I don't know where he had it. There's quite a few key tags hanging off it, so it's been a lot of different shops. I tell you what, before we even go any further, let's identify the fuel system electrically. And then, we might have some more of this crap underneath. Who knows? This ain't looking good for this fella when we see that under the hood. Grab this diagram here. And it looks like a pretty simple system. Maybe I might pull up on your screen. We'll see. We have a fuel pump relay. Okay. Looks like the control side is permanently grounded. control side switched from the ECM. ECM sends power out to turn the relay on. Has a fuse here, fuel pump fuse, 25 amp. Comes down around town, out of the relay, and goes back to this fuel pump control ECU on left frame rail. Then that has a ground, and that looks like a power and a ground that come out for the fuel pump. So that leaves this only wire here, this orange wire, that has to come from the ECM. That has to be some kind of fuel pump control. I'm gonna call it a relay because this pisses people off when I do that. And they'll leave in the comments like, that's not a relay, that's a field effect transistor. Whatever, dude. This controls the fuel pump. It gets a little signal from here, goes beep boop beep boop boop, and then it spits out, you know, a duty cycle because it's, you know, pulse width modulated or whatever. I don't get tied up in the technicalities of it. You know how it works, who cares? Right? Right. Because I think on that Dodge carry van video we did, people got really pissed off when I was calling the fan relay a relay. That's alright. Let's see, let's find the fuel pump fuse. Fuel pump fuse right there. 25A. What way does this go? This goes like this, I'm thinking. Yes, sir. And then we've got 30, a 30, a 10, a 5. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one right there. Pick up sticks. Let's hook up our test light. Get a good ground here. Our test light works. We're going to go right on that fuse. You see it's hot on both sides. So that's good. That tells us our fuel pump fuse is good. And then really there's nothing more that we can do up here. We have to go back and find the fuel pump, what do we call it? Fuel pump control ECU / relay. Kind of a tight squeeze under here, folks. I'm going to try to do this so we can all see. So this is the relay. That's what we're going to call it. This is the fuel pump control unit. So let's first of all, visual inspection. It does look new. It looks brand new. Of course, we can't unplug it. There we go. Yeah, baby. Connector looks good. Okay. So a couple of tests we can do first. Let's find out. Let's find out what we can do first. We have, what do we have back here? We can check. We can check the power coming into it, which is going to be white and black. Okay. The black wire is going to be, the black wire is going to be power from the relay. I can't see, I need to get another light. Yep, the black wire will be power from the relay. That's this bottom one. And then the white with black is going to be a ground. So we have black, and then this larger white with black is going to be the ground. So the first and fourth pin there. So we're going to very lightly front probe it. There, and then very lightly front probe it right there, which I'm quite surprised to see it has power currently, because the relay I didn't think would turn on until we told it to, but evidently the relay is on. So that is supposed to have power on it. Unplug that before we get smoked. Okay, so there's that, and I guess what we can do now is we can see, is this thing even working? Maybe it works fine, maybe our fuel pump is crap. So we're gonna back probe, if we can, without damaging the connector here. Let me see. Red, we're gonna back probe red, and we're gonna back probe blue. I wanna make sure I get in there all the way. Okay, we back probe red and blue, okay? Now we're going to plug it back in here. If we can. Okay, so we're back probed into the red and into the blue. Let's go grab a scan tool and let's turn this thing on and see if it lights up. We got the scan tool, we're gonna turn it on. Oh, I just heard the fuel pump kick on. Hear that? The fuel pump's running. All we did is touch this thing. So let's unplug this because we don't want, well, that wouldn't increase current, would it? Because it's not in series. Let's turn it on now. Hear that? The pump's running. Why is the pump running? What did we do? All we did is touch this thing. Let's get a little tug on the connectors here. Boy, the inside of this connector is really nice and clean. Let's get a pin, let's check pin fitment. Yeah, the harness is zip tied right here, so we can't really wiggle anything per se. Let me just look to be on the safe side. That make sure that we didn't touch something that we weren't supposed to. I don't see anything immediate. I pulled this harness back, open it up a little bit. Everything looks pretty factory. I want to see what the pin tension feels like. I can't be in the right hole. Let's try this one. Oh, there we go. Well, this one feels really good. As you can tell, that pulls out pretty stout. That one's somewhat okay. I mean, these ones aren't great. Yeah, this one's really loose. That one won't even hold the pin. Yeah, that one won't even hold the pin. This one is also very, very loose. This one is great. This one's not bad. So that's kind of interesting. Why would they be all jacked up, you know? And is that the problem? It's obvious when I look inside of these, the little tab that presses up against the male half of the pin is definitely pushed down, but is that actually this guy's problem? I don't know. I find it kind of peculiar that the only thing we did was come back here and touch this connector. You know, we didn't really do anything else. Let's pull out a T-pin, pull that out of your hat, and let's see if we can't disconnect. Let me get another light back here for you folks. So here I can try to make it not so terrible. Does that help at all? I've got to be able to see myself, so I have to have this light pretty close. Let's see if we can't figure out how to pull out a pin here. T-pin in there, try to hit the release tab. Oops, almost had it. Okay, there's one. We got her released. Let's pull out. Have a look-see, and it is the tang in here. I mean, just barely. This wasn't even really the bad one, but it barely has any tension on it. However, you can take these. I think we can get into there and push that tab up again. You can on bombs if you were doing this. I can't really see. I need my glasses. I'm gonna go get my glasses. Dang, it sucks getting old. I'm not old, but I'm getting older. So we're gonna see if we can't flip that little thing up in there with our T-pin. That way we can make darn tootin' we got a good connection. So I'll bend that tab up a little bit, okay? There's that. Let's see what it feels like now. Oh, she's tight like a tiger. So now it's nice and tight. Okay, I'm gonna go through and do that on the rest of them. I think, which one was really loose? Was it the white one or the red one? That one there is really loose, the red one, which is the power or the ground. It doesn't label it. It's one of the two wires going to the fuel pump. So without that, you got nothing. And that makes sense because when we back probed the blue and the red, and that would have tightened up the connection there by making the pump work. So let me go ahead and pull that one out and we'll take a look. I don't know if I can do this where you guys can see it because I can't see you when I look back here. Try to kind of want to get this where you guys can see it. Let me take my hat off so my brim's not getting in your way. But here's the red one I just pulled out. Okay, let's get our pin checker and look at this. You ready? It's gonna fall out. So that has no tension at all. I'm gonna see if I can't. I mean, this one's smushed right down to nothing. I'm gonna bend that inner tang up there a little bit. Well, that looks good. That looks good in this here. Looks like I did a nice job. Now we'll see. Oh, she's tighter tight now. Look at that, huh? It'll make any guy happy right there. You meant. Okay. I was gonna give her a little extra. A little bit of whoop whoop. Make sure she's good and tight. She's tighter tight. And we will slip it back in there. Come here. Spread that apart a little bit. Wow. I have to give her a little kiss maybe here. Yeah, yes ma'am. So that one's in now. So that one's good and tight. Yeah, and this one here, right? Boop, same thing. And that's our white with black, and that's our other power. So, you know, what are we dealing with here, folks? Is this the problem? Is this a problem? Who is back here? Because this doesn't happen on its own. You know, with somebody back here doing some testing. And that's what happened. Because ready, watch. Boop. No tension. I got more tension on my teeth right now than this thing has. Let's see. So we'll give her a little flick. Give that a little flick. We'll check it. We'll pin test it here. Much better. I'm gonna give her just a little extra. There we go. I like it. I like it a lot. Wrong way. Never go the wrong way. Click. One of these was good, which I think it was this one. Yep. That one feels really good. I like that one. That's the control wire. It's the white, the little skinny white one. And this black one over here is not bad. But being that we're right here, you know what I'm wondering, because he's been having this fuel issue that, you know, he's had bouncing around the shops and this random quitting at times. Oh, I just dropped my needle. I got another one. I wonder if, being that the two wires that were the worst are the ones that run to the fuel pump. I wonder if somebody got back here and gave her the 1-2 jumperoo with some big old honking jumper wires, or big probes, and spread that right apart, fixed whatever his first problem was, but created a second problem with the same symptom. Dang it, man, I can't freaking see. There we go. Oh, night and day difference, baby. I like these things. We're gonna spread this one up there a little bit there. There we go. That should be nice now. This is our power. We don't want to short this one out. Oh yeah, tiger tight. I like it. Yes, ma'am. That's good. So we're gonna plug this thing back in. I bet you we got it. I'm betting you. Boy, this connector is friggin' weird. Got dirt in it or something. I don't know what the. I'll tell you what, let's blow some of the dirt here just to be on the safe side and then get her plugged back in there. How you like my glasses? I mean, that module looks pretty clean. I think just the latch on this thing's kind of funny business. There she goes. Straight boys. Oh, it kind of came off up there. I see. Oh, it popped off. Oh, I see. Okay, the little nipple up here that retains the top of the latch is busted. And the sad part is it's actually broke down into the housing, therefore eventually this thing's going to turn green. It's going to need a new connector housing. Well, in the meantime, let's put a little fluid film in there. We'll put a little fluid film in there, keep her from getting all corroded out. But it will need the new housing because that hole is going to allow moisture. That's why we had a hard time unhooking it. Okay. So I'm not going to get silly and spray the whole thing just yet. Let's turn on the fuel pump. Like a glove, baby. Okay. That's the best we can do for right now. We followed our evidence. So let's go for a rip there, bud. Well, technically, this should start and run now. Of course, engine light will probably be on with them codes that are set in there. Let's see, can we reach the key? I'm turning the wheel. Oh, hey, it's that guy. All right, good, it runs. So oh, hey, it's that guy, huh? I guess before we go for a rep, probably ought to remove this so we don't catch on fire. Put one of these things on. Hopefully nobody is home. If there is, prepare to hear you scream. Anybody? It must be a squirrel. This is way too big to be a mouse. If it was a mouse, he's pretty ambitious. Maybe it's a snake. Ugh. I hope not. It doesn't, well, I say it doesn't stink. I can't really smell mouse urine or whatever. After the Rona got me. Oh, Rona! For whatever reason, I lost my smell for mouse urine. Which I guess is kind of a blessing. Because a lot of the cars I get into throughout the day smell like mouse piss. It's really wonderful. It is now, because now it doesn't matter. If I had a car that smelled like mouse piss, I would light it on fire. That's no joke. I would burn that thing to the ground. I don't see any, just some loose debris of grass under here. think we're good. We'll blow the rest of this off a little bit and take it for a toot. Alright, I don't think it's going to catch on fire anymore. Alright. Throw our window up here. I got some funk in here. Let me tell you what, boy. Whew. Brought my phone in case it leaves us stranded, but I don't think it will. I think we're on to something here. Hopefully it's the real problem and not just a problem. That's the only thing I worry about. Oh, these 4.6s are so gutless. It's like driving a Chevy with a 4.8. Completely worthless V8. Well, that's it, folks. I guess it just goes to show you can't jump to conclusions when you see a big old mouse nest. Not always a chewed up wire. Perhaps this thing's been sitting because he can't get it running. And then the old squirrel, I think it was a squirrel more than a mouse. I am getting a little essence of some kind of funky funk going on in here. I don't know what it is, but it ain't right. So he's probably gonna have some more problems in the future, but I'm very confident at our repair back there and what we found, simply because, you know, we were turning the fuel pump on and off from up here. You know, we didn't hear it. We clearly could have heard that, or at least I could have, because I can hear better than I can speak and see at this point, at least for now, till the tinnitus gets you. So when we went back there, you know, all we did is unplug it with a little visual inspection on the harness. Doesn't look like anybody's touched the harness, so I don't think that we're going to find a problem there. But we back probed the red and the blue, which were the power wires coming out to the fuel pump, and we, you know, disconnected the connector. However, I think you guys clearly saw the same thing I saw, where, you know, you put the male pin in there, and, you know, the thing's hot dog down the hallway routine. You know, it wasn't even touching the sides. But now it is. Now she's tight. So we fixed that. I think we're good. I'm going to give it back to him. Tell him you have a nice day and let me know if it quits on you again. I'm done talking until I learn how. Comment section, questions, comments. Don't you guys get done on me. Wait on our concerns. Insta, Facebook. Back wrong order. You know what to do. Just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.